Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Now, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button, as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. So I recently returned from a few days with my family and grandkids at Disney World. And while I was down there, it dawned on me that we've never drawn that iconic scene from Mickey at the wheel of the steamship from what is considered to be one of the most influential films/cartoons ever made, the 1928 classic Steamboat Willie. So today, we'll correct that slight by drawing Mickey, or Steamboat Willie, in a scene including the boat, the wheel, and the river and shore in the background. Just a quick note about drawing a character in a scene. While it's okay to start by mapping out the character, it's best to do so lightly. So while you begin to build or map out the scene around the character, you can move or adjust the character before committing anything to that final line. One other note, if you've ever watched Steamboat Willie or really studied some of the stills from the short, you'll notice that as Mickey taps his foot, it's really only the end of his foot that moves, leading to, in my opinion, kind of a strange looking foot. In our drawing today, I've tried to bridge the gap between wanting to draw it completely different and wanting to honor the original. Anyway, enough about that. What do you say we get started? We're going to draw Steamboat Willie in our scene step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw him again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. Mickey, or Steamboat, is roughly 3 heads tall. In other words, however tall his round head is, his entire body is 3 of those tall, not counting his hat or ears, which are about another head height high. Okay, so let's draw that roadmap for our scene from Steamboat Willie. So there's our roadmap for our iconic scene from Steamboat Willie. Now before we go on to step 2, I want to give you the layout of Mickey's body using simple shapes for those of you who want a screen grab. Just something to help you to lay out your character in this scene. Okay, so now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help you to know where to put Mickey's eyes, schnoz, and some of the other features. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay, so let's rough out the features for our scene from Steamboat Willie. Okay, so there are the roughed out features for our Steamboat Willie scene. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of our iconic drawing of Mickey in Steamboat Willie. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work figuring that out. This is the time to pause and take a look at your drawing while it's still lightly sketched out. Fix or change things before drawing in those final lines. But even as you begin to draw those final lines, you don't want to just mindlessly retrace over what you've already drawn. You should always be thinking about how you might improve it, staying vigilant until the very end. Okay, so let's draw in the details for our scene from Steamboat Willie. And that's how you do it. There you have it, our drawing of Mickey Mouse from his iconic opening scene in Steamboat Willie. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn this scene from Steamboat Willie or any version of Mickey before, you can't expect to have drawn him perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring or shading in our scene during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Mickey as Steamboat Willie. And with that, you can draw it again and again. And by all means, color it or shade it in when you're done. I promise each time you draw it, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your scene from Steamboat Willie. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.